Hi everyone, and welcome back to HomeHeadChef. Today we're going to be making a Snickerdoodle bread. Now this is a spin on the classic Snickerdoodle cookie, but we're going to be turning it into a bread. We're going to have it loaded with these cinnamon chips, and it's going to have a cinnamon sugar crust on top of it. So let's step up to the cutting board and see what we need. Now we need a lot of ingredients here, and most of them you probably have in your pantry or your fridge. So for this we are going to need a half a cup of unsalted butter, 3/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, half a cup of sour cream, 1.5 cups of flour. We're also going to need an additional 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, and 1.5 cups of cinnamon chips. Before we get started on creaming our butter and sugar and stuff together, we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Once you do that, we're going to go in with our butter, our sugar, our vanilla, our brown sugar, and our eggs. We're going to cream this together on high in a stand mixer for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then we want to scrape down the sides, bring it all into the middle, make sure it's all incorporated. Then we're going to add in our sour cream and go back into our mixer for about another minute. Then we're going to go in with our flour, our salt, baking powder, and our cinnamon. And we're going to put this back on the mixer on a low speed until it's just incorporated. We do not want to over mix it. And with our cinnamon chips, we're going to take our 2 tablespoons of flour, going to dump that on our cinnamon chips, and we're going to coat it. This is going to prevent them from sinking inside the batter. Then we're going to add our cinnamon chips into our batter, the excess flour and all. We're going to gently fold these in. Now we're going to transfer our batter into a greased bread pan. And before we place this in the oven, we're going to top it with a cinnamon sugar mixture. And for that we need 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon mixed together. We're going to sprinkle this heavily on top. We're going to go into our 350 degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes. Once it's done in the oven, we're going to let it cool in the pan for about 10 to 15 minutes. What we're looking for is the top to be a little hard, but it also to have a little bit of a give to the bread. And she is done. This looks and smells amazing. Now to plate this, I'm just going to cut it into little slices. We're going to place it on our long plate. That's going to be my bite right there. Look at that. That looks great. I'm going to finish slicing this and we'll plate it up. Alright, let's get a bite. Before we do, you can see that the cinnamon chips are perfectly dispersed throughout the bread, and that's from coating them in flour. Let's get a bite. This is really good. It's got a nice crispy exterior from the cinnamon and the sugar topping. The edges are perfectly crisp. It's nice and light and fluffy on the inside. And it really does taste like a Snickerdoodle cookie. In my opinion, I think it tastes better. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I also have an outdoor channel if you're interested in that. I'll drop a link in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can head over to our Patreon account. I'll drop a link for that in the description as well. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.